All right, how you doing, everybody? Randy Richard in the shop. We're gonna put this thing together and sharpen a drill today. Okay, so I think I left off my last video there. I didn't have any straps and stuff. Well, what I did is I printed them, and these ones are the first ones I did, and I made them orange because that was what was in the printer, and they go on there just like this. But these get dirty and kind of grungy looking pretty quick here, me handling them. But that's the idea. They go right in the slots. And this is literally, these came right off the printer, and all I did was mark and drill holes in them. And they go right on. So, but we're going to put on these new black ones. And they're just going to go right on there, just like that, just like that. Aren't those nice? I tell you, finding more and more uses for the old 3D printer these days. So we're going to put these straps on here. Now, right over, I noticed over here, on this side here, on the back, you'll see why, but I'm putting a flathead screw in here. And you'll see why when we get it all together. Of course, I've had it together and apart, together and apart, all that good stuff. And then the rest I'm just putting these. I'm putting these These are stainless 832 truss head screws. Of course, drawing them on CAD, I was able to match the. I have the exact radius for all this stuff, but this just slips in there just right and holds it, and it doesn't slip or anything. Just perfect. And no wear a little. I'm extremely happy with that. But here, having this screw here is for a reason. So let's we'll take the rest of these parts here, put this together. So this threads in the bottom here. Now I'm going to go over the vise and tighten that in there. I just clamp that in the vise and snug that up. Right. Slips in there real nice. And then the nut. Now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust that nut just for the right amount of tension and not have any. It has to be able to freely rotate, but we don't want end play. And then this little set screw is going to go in the end of there and lock this. There's zero end play. Nut is locked and freely spinning. This here will snug this cam roller in. Now this, turn around, this goes on here, and I made up a couple of socket head cap screws, and using nylock nuts here. There we go. Just like that. So this is why I had to put a flathead screw in there. Where I drilled the hole, it could hit the stop right there. So that's why I put a flathead screw in there. So it just hits the body. Now it's pretty much 90 degrees there. This is pretty much parallel. It's just a little off. And in my drawings, it would be that way. That's why I was going to put a little adjusting screw in here if I need it. But so that's ready to go over there onto the drill grinder. Let's go do that. This is the Darex, right? This is the web fitting and attachment here, and I think the brad point also and stuff. That's what this is for. We're not going to talk about that right now. So this is our base plate over here, and on here there's a scale from 90 to 180 degrees. There's a little guide here. Now this little groove, this runs in that groove because the pivot point for this part of it swinging is actually about a half an inch away from the end of here. It's actually out here. So, but anyway, just to let you know. So that just sets down on there. Back this out. Oh, here, we'll show you this little feature. Now this is spring loaded, and you adjust it up and down with this knob. And what that does is screwing this up and down will rock it back and forth, and it adjusts where on the wheel your drill will be. This wheel is only 3/4 of an inch thick or wide, it makes it where's that cutting lip of where you're going to be grinding on the wheel, over here, here, in the middle, what. So this just that slips on there. Washer and wing nut hold it down. Now there's a little pointer on here. I'm going to just highlight that with a black Sharpie. Make it a little easier to see. And we're going to swing that over here to, there's a mark here at 118 degrees. So that's your, standard 59 degree drill angle. All right, now I do have a can't twist clamp here holding the grinder down. It just makes a little better, just so it doesn't rock around or anything. Even though it doesn't vibrate, it's just as you're operating it. So we've set it over here at 118, and this is swinging very freely, very nice, no play. So for this fixture, I have 3 chucks. For small drills, 1/4 inch and less. This one's goes up to 1/2 inch, and this one is up to 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to start right off with a 1/2 inch drill. Now I just grabbed my drill index, took everything on the first row out. They all probably need sharpening, so yeah, this one definitely needs it. 1/2 inch drill, twist drill, jobber length. So you put it in the chuck, so it's kind of loose but not too much play, and tighten this back here, this knob back here, until it grabs, but it's loose but not too much play. And you want it to stick out a little more than it needs to. 3/4 of an inch or so to an inch. Goes in this fixture. Now this fixture is going to align the drill to the cam, so it has to be in a certain orientation in this chuck. There's an arrow right, hard to see, right there. There's also one on the other side. There's 2 arrows. And then there's an arrow here and an arrow here pointing this way. These arrows up here are for the other fixture. These arrows are for this fixture. And we're going to put this in there, align the arrows with the 118 degree mark on here, and this is for the relief angle. And up here we're going to set this for 1/2 inch. This sets the width of these aligning like jaws. These flat surfaces, these angled surfaces I should say, have to engage with the cutting lip. So you're going to put this in, turn it in the clockwise direction until your arrow lines up, and making sure that those are engaged properly against here. All this is setting the width of those. And then we'll tighten this. So we're going to slip this in, and it's setting the stick out against that hardened pin in the middle. The tip hits it. So we're going to stick that in there, turn it. Now those are nice and tight against the jaws, and we're going to push in until it stops. So I'm pushing this whole thing in until it stops against this front fixture. And then I'm going to line the arrow up at 118, clamp it, snug it, loosen, take it out, and then cinch that up tight. Pretty easy. And it slips in here, just like that. And you see how this cam is riding on our pin here. You can see that action as I turn it. You can. So this cam pushes and rotates it, right? The cam on this, these pins right here, ride on that cam. So you got to be pushed in enough to rides on that cam. And that, as you rotate this, pulls the chuck out, or allows it to go in, right? It matters how you think about it, right? So we're going to turn it to this vertical, basically no cam position, and that position lines up with the point on the cam on here, on the bottom, where the two cams met. So that screw is right on, basically on the point of it. Our cutting lip is parallel with the world here, or flat, I should say, or level, however you want to think about it. But it's in line with the axis of the grinding wheel, axially, right? And we're far enough away not to hit. So we just back it off here on this dial, right there. Now the instructions will tell you to bring this in. We'll turn the machine on, and we sit here and rock it until we just touch with the tip, and then go 3 marks on the dial in. Back it up, back your drill off, and you always turn in the same direction, clockwise, and it will go in, sweeping, rolling, and then and turning action, and it pulls out. And that's what's forming that relief. So we're just going to come in here, we're going to rock. You'll see I'm not touching, oops, just starting there. I'm going to do this a little different because I don't know if these angles are right. So I'm just going to come in and just rock. I'm pushing the chuck in and holding it against this pin, the cam. So I'm pushing it this way and that way and rotating. So you just got to get a feel for it, right? And then I'm going to come to the other side. And you really should only do this in one direction. You shouldn't back up on it like that. One direction, smooth rolling action, pull it back. You can come to the other side. Now I'm going to go in 3 turns, because I know I'm touching. Now, one thing I'm seeing on this drill is that I'm not hitting the point, or the cutting edge really yet, because the angle's probably off on this drill. Getting there. We'll go a couple more, and you just keep advancing. Now you can see here I can rock that back and forth across the face of the grinding wheel. If I wanted to grind over here a little more, I can do that. Now I dressed these wheels prior to all this, so they're already. I'll show you how to dress them. You can take it out anytime you want, look at it. And that looks absolutely wonderful. Now, you know, one thing you want to make sure is you've gotten rid of any wear on the edges. It's a nice crisp edge there on these cutting edges. And man, that looks just fantastic. See, now you could take this and I could put it over here on this other side and I could do a web thinning on it. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm just going to do this. The video would be really long if we start doing all that stuff. But that's basically that's about it. We're going to go test it out. Alright, we're going to sharpen the smaller. This is, I don't know, about 5/16 or so. I didn't check. Same procedure. Simple as that. Now this, just looking at that, this could use more relief angle. It's not, it's very slight. So what you can do there is you can adjust relief angle by rotating more to the other way, angle, other side here. So we can loosen this up. Set that in there, and we're gonna set it a little less. Should give me a little more relief angle. And if you watch, it'll be taking off a little bit more on the heel of the drill. Yep. That looks much better. Much better. Now we'll go test them. So before going to the drill press, I'm going to check these. And and now I'm using a Starrett hook roll with the drill gauge on here. Now, you know something, I've had this for 40 years at least. I've had this a really long time. These are fantastic, really, as far as drill gauges go. Why? It's because of the scale right here. Because of the scale that's on here. So when you put this up here, that's 59 degrees. When you put it up there, you can measure the length of your cutting edge. And then you can rotate to the other side and you measure the length. And you can see if the point is in the middle of the drill. Most gauges don't have a lot of them don't have anything here. They just give you the angle. Well, the angle's fine, one thing, but if the angle's off a little bit, it's not as big a deal as the point. But anyway, I want to check the angle right now. I'm curious to see, and I'm seeing here is that I need to take more off the heel of the drill. Okay, there's a little gap there at the point, so my angle's a little bit off. So when the drill's in here, all the way over here at the stop, this is what I was talking about, adjusting this, is that you know, if the drill's parallel with this, right down the center line, and I need to go, take a little more off the heel to get my angle right. It needs to be pushed over, rotated this way a little tiny bit, because I'm on 118. So I need to have this rotate a little bit. And that's how much, that is a little bit how much off it is from being parallel, just hitting against the stop. All I need is, I'll put my screw in here, and I'll be able to push this end over a little bit so that I get the perfect 59 degree angle with my wheel when it's all the way in. And that's what I was kind of wondering about. That's okay. So it's off a little bit. We'll go test this out, and then we'll fix that up. All right, we're over here at my ancient Delta drill press. This came from my grandfather, and he bought it new, and been in the family since, right? But it's been worked on. I mean, we've kept it up, and between me and my father, and it works great. Let's go. This is the small drill bit. Right on through. No effort. Just a piece of hot rolled steel that was been bent, but it was a piece of plate. We're going through the same hole first. Well, this is like butter. Now we'll do no pilot. No problem. 2 even chips even. Nice even cutting. That did great. Oh, I'm really happy with this new grinder. Yeah. Fine job. Fine job. Yeah. Alright, I went and added my screw. I put a 632 screw in here, and it hits against the body here of the swing fixture. And I adjusted it. I drilled a couple drills and I adjusted it. Or I grinded a couple drills and I adjusted it until I had my 59 degree angle on the tip of my drill. And that's all it was, just a little bit off. And we look really parallel now. But that's why I left that gap, so I could adjust that in case anything was off. I could have made that right to it with using CAD. You can get really exact, so I could have done that, but I wanted to leave a gap just because of adjustments that you might need to make. So that worked out really well, actually. So we're gonna, I got another drill already set up in here. It really needs grinding. We'll do another one. I just get it, just touches. Now we got a nice even grind all the way around. There you go. You can see the clearance angle all the way, grind all the way back. There we go. Anyway, this looks really good, and I'm really happy with all this. And we could take that out. See if I can show you this. Now we're right on the money, right there. Doesn't get much better than that. And we have a nice little clearance angle. It's probably 10 or 12 degrees right in there. Doesn't have to be exactly 10 degrees or 12 degrees, you know, but as long as it doesn't hit, right? And when the cutting edge hits, you don't want this rubbing. So I'm really happy with all this. And like I said, we're working on the drawings for the large chuck. So there's the large chuck. You can see the little bit of a size difference there. I'm working on the drawings for this right now, and once we get those figured out, we'll build the large chuck fixture for this. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for watching this build, and happy grinding.